Well, the devil's in the details. Pay attention to the minutia. Pay attention to the little things. I'm a firm believer in that. All right? That's how you get people caught up. All right? That's how you get caught up. All right? Let's talk about some of these a few discrepancies here. They are a little difficult to get over if you have a discerning mind and you're paying attention. Okay? Some discrepancies here that just tells you Gypsy Rose Blanchard never gave birth. She does not have a baby. She's not caring for a baby. She does not have a baby, guys. She wouldn't know what to do with one. They bring her one over. Sometimes it's her niece. Who knows where else they're getting other ones. We know that they dabble in child trafficking. We know that. They can get a kid anywhere for a couple hours. All right? They get them to make videos. Do a live. Do some fake shit with Ken, like they're playing house. You guys, they only show us what they want us to see. They stage a whole video or a live, and then that's it. The kid's gone. Or they go to Walmart or somewhere, and then Christy takes pictures of the bitch, and then they make an anonymous fake Facebook deal, and then they put him there, and then say, oh, they were released by someone that caught us in the wild. No, motherfucker. That was your evil stepmother taking pictures for you. All right? Well, let's talk about a few of these little things here that are a problem for them. If you're paying attention and you have discernment and you know how things go, you have this life experience, and you know, any of you that have had children or are around small babies, that have ever cared for an infant, you guys know what time it is, man, okay? You can't leave your life experiences at the door with these fucking idiots, man. All right, let's talk about them. Dilation, cervical dilation. This is their first pregnancy, okay? This is their first baby. You're going to pay attention to everything. You pay attention to everything. God bless some of these mothers, or they go to the emergency room thinking they're in labor 3 or 4 times before their first pregnancy, before they finally go. Some mothers, you guys know how it goes, your first pregnancy. And then by the third, some of you that have multiple kids, by the third one, you're a fucking pro, and you don't even want to go to the hospital till you know. You'd rather do the light labor at home, right? Yeah. So let's talk about it. There's a video there on the Lifetime show. They're showing Ken running, going, yes, when we got to the hospital, she was dilated to 6 centimeters. Or no, he said 5, I believe. Well, it's either one or the other. And then Gypsy goes, oh no, as soon as we got to the hospital, I was dilated to 6 centimeters. Now, that's just one off, and I get that. But you always will remember this shit for exact. But here's the worst part of it. Here's the bad part. Okay? She wants to say she's dilated to 6 centimeters, and Ken says 5. Okay, which that's close enough. I'll give him that. But then they both say that when they got to the hospital, they gave her Pitocin. They gave her Pitocin. She's in active labor, and when she arrives at the hospital, she's dilated to 6 centimeters, 5 at the very least, if we're to believe these two clowns. And they're going to start a Pitocin drip. Pitocin, the Pitocin is to kickstart the labor. All right, this bitch was already halfway there, according to their what they were told. They say that she arrived and they checked the dilation. That's what they do right away. That's the first thing they do. Check for dilation. And they both claim, she was 5 or 6, but they had to start Pitocin for some reason. That right there should tell you it's a fucking lie. Pitocin. Dilated to 5 or 6. Okay, so we know that's right there's bullshit, okay? How about the conflicting posts that she made following her birth, supposedly, right? One of them she's telling, or I'm talking about, she had posts and or things she was saying on podcasts or whatever, but what I'm telling you is there's contradictory shit from her own mouth. First she said, oh, the baby just came flying out like it was no problem. I don't know. I don't see what the big deal is. It was easy. No, it was great. It was easy. Okay? Knowing the bitch never was far along pregnant and never gave birth at all, never did the labor experience, none of that shit. And she's just acting like it's no big fucking deal. All of you women that have gone through labor and delivery should be offended by this bitch. Just downplaying like it's no big deal. And and that's how she did. But then there's another post that she made. I believe this was on Facebook or one of them, I don't know, where she says something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing now, after hours and hours of pushing, and then you see the beautiful baby looks into your eyes or something or other, it's always worth it. What was it, bitch? Was it hours and hours of pushing, but it was yet all worth it? Or did you just go in there and it popped right on out? It can't be both of those. Do you see what I'm saying here? All right. What about this little discrepancy? What about this one? Bree says she had a C-section right on alive. You can't undo that. And that Gypsy doesn't have to show you her scar. A C-section. Well, Gypsy says that it just popped right on out. Baby just popped right on out. No problem. Vaginally. She said she didn't have a C-section. So this bit, the one says she had a C-section and she says she doesn't. That's the problem. Her handler is saying she had a C-section. She's claiming the baby just, no problem. Okay? That's a pretty big deal there. That should tell you something. Her biggest advocate, her pit bull, her fucking PR person is telling you she had a C-section. Okay? Now, we also have what else? Let's talk about that dipshit Ken. First of all, he lies and tells everyone, well, we left the hospital at 3 a.m. so we could avoid the public and all this shit. All right. She's not that fucking famous. And the OBGYNs, they come and do their rounds. Maybe 8 or 9 a.m. they get started. But then they do all the rounds of all the people on the floor that are their patients. And then they go up to the fucking nursing station, right? And they start writing out the ones that are going to discharge. They start writing out the discharge shit. Okay? You guys know the deal. You guys know the discharge papers you get through. You know the deal. The nurse has to come take the IV out of you. You know the deal. They gotta make sure car seat's cool, and you guys know how it goes that have had children. Okay? No one's for real getting discharged till 9, 10, 11 in the morning. Okay? Now, for real famous people, they will make exceptions and they will, you know what I'm saying? But it would have been a situation probably where the doctor that morning, the morning of, okayed him to go. But since they got a bunch of money and they're paying out of pocket anyway, they just billed him to stay there. Could maybe then stay till 2 or 3 in the morning. Once they were okayed already to go, and just hang out to avoid the paparazzi or whatever the fuck, that might be possible. But that might be possible for Angelina Jolie or someone, but not this dumb bitch. She's not that special and that important. And most importantly, when you see the little thing, there's a little post where Ken's supposedly trying to put the fucking car seat in the car, strapping it in while he's leaving the hospital at 3 a.m., he says. But the fucking sun is clearly shining. And listen, man, and it wasn't dusky. All right? This looked like, I can't tell for sure, but this is a bright fucking sunlight, like in the middle of the day. It's all fake, guys. It's all bullshit. So Ken says we leave at 3 a.m, and it was dark out. What, why is no one paying attention to this shit, man? This is important. It's these little lies. Of course they're not going to get caught in just big, huge lies. They're trying to cover for that. That's the point. It's the little shit. It's the devil is in the details. Say some other things what stupid Ken says. It's obvious Ken knows nothing about infants. He's never been around one. And Gypsy don't know shit either. Because in a podcast, this idiot said, yep, Aurora's growing like a weed and she's doing great. We're upping her a bottle a week and everything. We're upping her a bottle a week. What are you talking about? Is it a baby goat that's mother's rejected it and you have to hand feed it now? You don't up a baby a bottle a week. What are you talking about? You up it ounces or as it goes. Do you know how stupid that sounds? So what are you saying? What are you saying? You up it a bottle a week for each day? Are you saying that you've given her six 4-ounce bottles to begin with? What are you saying? The next week now you're going to go to 7 4-ounce bottles, and the next week are they getting 8? Is it really? So by a month you've doubled their fucking. I mean, come on, you guys. What is he talking about? We up her a bottle a week. That is not a thing with babies. Goes to show you they don't know anything about taking care of babies that haven't been around an infant. Period. Also, in a People magazine article that was in, I think it was in May or June already, because Father's Day was approaching, and they wished him a happy Father's Day in it and everything, right? How come he says this kid's is almost 6 months old now, supposedly? She's just now opening her eyes all the way. My kids opened their eyes before they left the delivery room. He's got this fucked up because cats and dogs and shit when they're first born are that way. And he actually is he actually thinks that human babies, take a while for the eyes to completely open up. No, he's a fucking idiot that thinks he's he's smart enough to pull this off, which he's not. See, this is the arrogance of that fuck. Thinks he can pull it off. No, what he heard was babies don't focus their eyes at first. They don't focus in shit. Their eyes are completely open by the time they leave the fucking delivery room. All mine were. Okay? He also says they're just now developing a social smile. At 6 months old? No. I played so crazy and wild with my little girls, man, when they were babies. When they heard, my wife would laugh about, she loved it. If they heard me come walking in the door or come walking around the room being my loud self, they'd start laughing and get all excited and fucking freak out. Okay? Don't tell me that they don't smile. It's not all gas till they're fucking 6 months old. They're just it's just they got gas. No, they smile. All right? You guys, come on, man. All of these little things add up to she did not have a baby, man. She never gave birth. She's not caring for one now either. You guys, I can't blow these people's cover. But there are people that we're in contact with that are keeping an eye on what's going on. We're not watching them like the fucking FBI. I'm not saying that. Calm down, Gypsy. But we all know she never has a baby with her when she comes and goes. She's never with men. She's always with a group of women. And that's it. All right? So, all these little minutiae here, all the devil's in the details, guys. Once again, this should tell you. This alone should tell you that they're faking it. They don't know nothing about infants. They don't know anything about having a baby. This alone should tell you it. But most telling of it all, guys, is no family court judge in this country would ever finalize a divorce when a woman is standing before them that's supposedly 36 weeks pregnant. Remember, she was originally due the 22nd of January. There would have, if she was really pregnant, there never would have even been a court date for December 9th. They're trying to mindfuck you guys. They're trying to want you to think that, oh, wait. No, the court date was the court date for the finalization of the divorce, so the judge is going to do it no matter what. So that's just what? No, it doesn't work that way. If she was really pregnant then, they would have never had a court date then. Or they would have at least, when they asked her, are you pregnant? That's why they ask you if you're pregnant, because if you say yes, then they're going to continue it until after the baby's born. Every time. They do it every fucking time. She's no one special. It would have been continued to at least April, till after they had the baby and everyone was tested. She never had a baby, guys. I need you to spread this around, man. Help me. Fucking download, copy my videos and redo them, or do something. Help me, man. This is the only way to take this evil bitch down. No one cares about those videos or anything else she's done. We got to prove she doesn't have a baby, man. Help me take this whore down. See you in the next video.